We're going to adapt Night Shifters.
Oh,
We will finally see Sylvanas.
Rise of Sylvanas. Hello, welcome to Guide to the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her little brother, William.
And happy birthday, William. This is a William's birthday celebration.
Look at me, I'm in the catbird seat.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what that means.
I don't really...
It's one of those old phrases.
What the hell does that mean? Look that up real quick.
Okay.
I feel like we have to now.
I'll tell you what, I am the cat that ate the canary because I'm very happy about today's topic.
Yes, we are revisiting the Blair Witch Project, tying up some loose ends. I guess there have been some pieces of lore that have remained unexcavated.
Yes.
Okay, it's in a superior or advantageous position. That is what in the catbird seat means.
I guess that's true. I don't know
I suppose
why
it
that's
is.
what it means. But yes, I am in the catbird seat and I am the cat that ate the canary.
Yeah.
And we are going to talk about the Blair Witch.
Yes, but so everybody knows Will's birthday is November 6th. If you're listening in real time, it was yesterday.
Yeah, you already all forgot.
Heap praise on him and apologize for being belated.
Maybe I'll forgive you, maybe.
Yes, happy birthday, William.
Thank you, Chrissy.
You're the best.
So we talked about how in November we each have birthdays, and then Guide to the Unknown turns 8 in the middle of the month. And
Yeah.
what are some fun things that we can do to celebrate? So we were each going to pick a topic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have obviously picked Blair Witch. We've talked about Blair Witch so many times.
Yeah.
So many times that we actually went ahead and made a page on our website, scaryfun.fun/Blair Witch, to find all of our episodes where we have fairly meticulously covered this shockingly large franchise. People
Yeah.
think of it as a handful of movies. We love so many of the books as well, the dossiers
Yes.
and those little scene in-universe documentaries as well.
Mm-hmm.
The most recent time that we covered the Blair Witch was episode 351 on Guide to the Unknown. We've also played the Blair Witch video games, of which there are 4.
Boy, oh boy.
Unbelievable, on patreon.com/GTTUpod in episode 208.
And Will did such a good job putting that together. He went through the video games and found like the most story rich or interesting parts so we could zoom right to those. So it's like a very well put together
Condensed.
episode. Yeah, you're not going to be watching just a lot of like bumbling through the woods or like we keep bonking into the wall in the basement of Russ and Parr's house.
I don't want to waste anybody's time.
It got right to the point.
We got to the point. Anytime that we talk about Guide to the Unknown, or Blair Witch on Guide to the Unknown proper, I want to make sure that it is loaded with the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not to say that there's a bunch of stuff that's not the good stuff, but there are those bits that like are the most appealing, the lore nuggets or... Anyway, we've also gotten complaints from people that we've talked about Blair Witch too much.
Yes, of course.
I will always disagree with that. I love this franchise. This was like an eye-opening franchise. I am one of the latest contributors to this franchise as of even today. It's been years, but I'm one of the writers of the Hunt-A-Killer game, which is canon.
Yeah.
It's an in-universe tabletop game with clues that you can sift through. Kristen is one of the I think you are the final person as of today who has played a character named after themselves in the Blair Witch canon.
Excellent.
You play Kristen in the in-universe podcast that we produced together for the Hunt-A-Killer game.
Yeah, it's so good. We play bizarro versions of ourselves who are podcasters with a show called Super Neutral.
Yep, Super Neutral. There's a believer and a skeptic, and that's us.
Yeah.
So we're in the Blair Witch. We've got our bona fides.
Yes.
Having said all of that, so much of that stuff, too, is easily overlooked. And in fact, some of that is going to die at the end of this year. Hunt-A-Killer has changed hands over the course of years, and those games were produced so many years ago. They've announced that they're going to be killing the servers for the online portions of those games.
Yeah.
So I will be telling you a little bit about those stories finally. After years of not wanting to or not feeling like I should, well, now the game is it's not available anymore anyway. And so I'm going to sort of unleash some of that story here today, the sort of like last bits of the Blair Witch that exist right now that people have not encountered. And there's been news in the Blair Witch world. I have to say, I think this is going to be the last time.
Yeah.
For the last time.
That's right.
For the last time. Unless something happens in the Blair Witch, franchise going forward, and it seems like there is every indication that something will.
I was about to say, it seems like it may.
It may. I think it's gotten more ambiguous. But this is going to be the last time we talk about Blair Witch on Guide to the Unknown until they make something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yep. As much as it pains me to say. But so here are the last overlooked details and oddities in the Blair Witch franchise that we have cultivated to share with you.
After this commercial break.
I want to start with something that made me feel, and this is where it's just like, it's my birthday. Everyone give me a break. I just want to talk about this thing that I love
Yes,
for a while.
of course.
And I want to get nerdy about it, and I want to just enjoy it. And
Yep.
what's funny is like there's a whole part of me that I was like, why did I pick something for my birthday that required me to do so much work? Because I was like, it'd be like on so many levels, you'd be like, you're gonna pick something for your birthday so that you can kind of almost like kick back and put your feet up.
Well, I don't know. You picked something for your birthday that you would enjoy.
Yes,
I guess.
And I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
So here is what has happened since the last time that we've talked about the Blair Witch Project. For starters, the last time we called it the Blair Witch Controversy, because there was this post that Heather, Mike, and Josh from the movie, The Blair Witch Project, posted, really once again trying to highlight the ways in which they have not been compensated for that movie and have been done dirty by Lionsgate for decades now. Go back to that episode to hear all of that in gory detail. What I can say, thankfully, is that this year, just a few months back in July, Mike posted the following on Instagram. Mike at Michael C. Williams, and C is not just the letter C, it's C-E-E. In a world where it increasingly seems as though no one listens to one another any longer, I'm beyond grateful to report that Lionsgate and Jason Blum of Blumhouse actually did listen. While I won't get into the details, I can say that after 26 years, I finally feel like a valued contributor to the world of the Blair Witch Project. Something happened behind the scenes that made them whole.
Right.
We are not privy to those details. That is wonderful news.
Yeah, that's great.
Even if there's no more Blair Witch in the future, those are three performers that really made that movie what it is. They improvised that entire movie, and they deserve to not feel like they are taken advantage of any longer.
Yes.
And so I'm thrilled to see that, and I've seen that the three of them have done many conventions. So I hope that they are feeling validated.
Yeah, totally.
By the business side of this all. He's quick to obviously point out that the fandom, all those folks have always made them sort of like feel like the icons that they are.
Yeah, but of course it's nice to feel on a technical level that you're being compensated fairly and all that. Yeah, and acknowledged.
He also says, I'm excited for what's to come next in the Blair Witch universe. I've found the map and we're definitely moving forward.
Nice.
All of this was as a response to Lionsgate announcing, hey, we're going to make a bunch of new movies of our like historic franchises or whatever. And everyone sort of balked at the idea of new Blair Witch. And then something interesting has happened even in the last couple of months where Blumhouse has purchased Saw.
Right, yes.
From Lionsgate. Now it's a little more nitty gritty. I've heard that Lionsgate will retain 50% of ownership of the IP. They will have some skin in the game whenever Blumhouse makes more Saw movies.
Yeah.
But I am wondering from Mike's post here, this is pure speculation on my part. Jason Blum and Blumhouse are tagged here. Did they do a similar deal for some of these other properties that Lionsgate owns? Is Blumhouse going to be the stewards of future Blair Witch material?
I wonder if they're picking up properties that were kind of stalled in some sort of way, and they're going to get the wheels in motion.
And further speculation, is Lionsgate's previous announced plans to make more movies in the Blair Witch franchise and all these other franchises, was that them trying desperately to drum up interest in those properties? Because obviously they've made no headway in the last couple of years after that announcement. Was that announcement itself intended to be something that would indicate interest from an audience, thereby justifying them putting budget behind things? And they didn't do that.
Yeah, right. Maybe.
I can speak, at least from my own experience, working for Hunt-A-Killer and Lionsgate with the Hunt-A-Killer box series, I felt at the time, and I've said as much in shows, and I think I've even written a couple essay things online or something. I don't even remember if they're still up. That the problem with Blair Witch is primarily Lionsgate.
Yeah.
They would not communicate to us what we were or were not allowed to use of franchise elements in the box. And so we were always sort of left to fumble in the dark about are we allowed to say the characters Heather, Mike, and Josh? Are we allowed to say the name Rustin Parr? All of that was unclear from them. And so the thinking from the leadership at Hunter-Killer was, well, then don't do it. Don't use any of that stuff because we don't know. So don't put that stuff in there. The only thing we knew we could use was the Lionsgate video game stuff.
Yeah.
Which itself didn't use those elements.
Right.
And so everything's been hampered by Lionsgate's refusal to pay the performers to then be able to pay them if they want to reuse those character names, those characters. All that original stuff is the heart of Blair Witch, and ever since it has been lesser.
Yeah.
And I think that the team that I worked with at Hunt-A-Killer is incredible. I can tell you from the creative side that every single one of us put as much effort and energy into making those games as much fun and as lore dense as we could.
Yeah.
Given that our hands were tied. But this from Mike might be a really nice indication that, oh my God, maybe things will be better moving forward.
I hope so.
Maybe they will have figured this out. If they're bringing Saul back with James Wan and Lee Whannell, maybe they're bringing Eduardo Sanchez, Dan Myrick, Heather, Mike, Josh, Ben Rock, Greg Hale, Mike Manello. How many names can I shout out?
I don't know. Let's
Dan
see.
Karcher.
Look at you.
I know. Thank you. So anyway, I love that original movie. I think that team deserves to finally be able to sit back in or get some control back.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think nobody would disagree that things have gotten looser as time's gone on within the franchise. I had my heart broke at one point.
What happened? Who hurt you?
I know. Second
Whose head do I have to knock?
Sony and PlayStation.
Knock heads.
Can you call Sony?
As a phrase? Yes.
Get Sony on the horn?
Yes.
Last year's Second Sight for the 25th anniversary of the Blair Witch, they released this amazing Blu-ray set that has like a recreation of Heather's journal in it and a book of essays, and it was Region B, which I think is Europe. Okay. And I had heard all this time that PlayStation 5 is region free. I have not watched this. Yeah. So I was like, I'm finally going to watch it when we cover Blair Witch again.
PlayStation 5 wasn't region free,
It's not region free, so it wouldn't play the discs.
Bitch.
So
Son of a witch.
Son of a witch. I could not watch the new restoration of the Blair Witch Project, complete with its deleted scenes.
Oh no, I wish I remembered this so I could have gotten you a region free DVD player for your birthday.
Oh, you know what? Guess what? I'm going to find a way. I guarantee you I will find a way regardless. I've heard that the PlayStation 5 Slim allows you to change regions.
What is that? Is that basically like the Switch Lite to the Switch?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
People were like, the PS5 Fat doesn't let you do that. I was like, fat?
Hey.
Why is everything I have got to be fat? So anyway, I did not get to watch that. However, I did get to watch the secret Blair Witch fandom community comes in clutch again. A user by the name of Paxton, Paxtn, used that Second Sight cut and put in every deleted scene for a Mondo 3-hour, 15-minute Ultimate Edition cut of the Blair Witch Project, which I may or may not have witnessed.
Sweet.
And it was beautiful.
Oh, good.
It was beautiful.
Excellent.
But here we go.
Was it on like Reddit or something, or is it in the Blair Witch Facebook group? Or?
It was on Reddit, and it was also on blairwitch.proboards.com.
Nice.
/thread/3590/
Very good.
Spare all this. All right, so you want to get into some of the weird?
Yeah.
The weird lesser known stuff?
Yes, of course.
All right. Something, this is like a pure kismet discovery.
Yeah.
Way back. I'm talking way back, probably a decade ago. You had bought the first Hunt-A-Killer subscription for me for my birthday.
Yeah.
That was nearly a decade ago.
Yeah.
I would start playing those games online. People would start sending me their theories. And somebody said, do you think this is part of the Hunt-A-Killer game?
Yeah.
They sent me something called White Enamel.
Okay.
This was a point and click multimedia game that you could play in your browser where you were investigating an abandoned insane asylum. The early Hunt-A-Killer story was that you were in contact, you were the pen pal of somebody in a mental asylum named John William James, and he was sort of a Hannibal Lecter guy who would send you these ciphers and clues and whatever, and it was super, super fun early days.
Yeah, totally.
So somebody was like, maybe this white enamel thing is associated. I played through the whole thing, and it was this really, really, I mean, incredibly well realized, but very upsetting tour of an insane asylum. No, completely unrelated to Hunt-A-Killer.
Yeah. Many
years later, you and I, on one of our previous episodes of Blair Witch,
watched that thing,
the documentary about Kyle Brody. I think that one is The Massacre of the Burkittsville 7. I want to say, I might be getting that wrong. By Ben Rock.
Right.
And in it, they reference a documentary called White Enamel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In which Kyle Brody, the only surviving victim of Rustin Parr from the original Blair Witch movie, is like filmed in this mental asylum.
Right.
This game, White Enamel, is made by Dan Karcher, who is the person responsible for the Blair Witch website. The original Blair Witch website. And Kyle Brody is in that game.
Yeah.
So I played
unknowingly,
I played a Blair Witch universe game for as part of my Hunt-A-Killer journey in the at first.
Right.
Not only that, when Hunt-A-Killer invited me down and offered me the job, it was for a holiday party, and Chelsea Weber-Smith of the podcast American Hysteria was also at the party. Allie and I had already planned, well, we're in Maryland, we're going to go to Burkittsville, and we're going to go to the Witches Woods, because I was just already a Mondo fan at the time. Chelsea asks, hey, do you guys want to go to Burkittsville? And we're like, we're already going, just hop in the car.
Yeah.
So we all go to Burkittsville. I make stickmen out of actual sticks from the area, because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, eventually Hunt-A-Killer gets the license to make Blair Witch games.
Yeah.
And they place me on it where I get to write and I even get to direct the media. I'm actually also the most recent director of Blair Witch footage.
Oh, that's cool.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
And no one knows. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you put your head down, you do the work.
That's right.
You don't need all the accolades and bona fides.
No.
You don't need...
Of course not.
You don't need an attaboy every once in a while.
No, you don't do an episode, so you get a couple of them.
Come on, please.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wouldn't it be nice to just be complimented? I wasn't even complimented that day. My boss was a dickhead to me that night.
That guy sucked.
That guy sucked ass.
Yeah.
But
he's also my boss for a little while, and he blew.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
By the way, I think that the stickman is up here down here because you went on a vacation at one point, and I put all the stickmen up here while you were gone.
Yeah, that's right.
But there's just one that remains. Where are the others? Did they just get absorbed by the home?
They got absorbed.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I gave one to you, I think.
I don't think so.
No? I'll give you one.
Okay.
But I left one. I think Allie was like, you gotta cut those down. But I left one as my ceremonial stickman, he's been above our heads every episode that we've done down here.
Yes, blessing the show.
Yes. I have a stickman on the set right now. This is a screen.
Wait a second.
What?
Where is Potet?
Potet?
The stickman is hanging in the place that Potet usually is. Where did she go?
My God, she could be anywhere.
That's concerning. Potet, if you don't remember, is a haunted Mrs. Potato Head doll that we acquired in dangerous ways that we can't go into here. And we've had her locked up in a case with a warning that says positively do not open ever since.
And
now she's missing.
She's missing. I did hear little footsteps before and a giggle. Oh, God. Hey, what was
Even
that?
At home.
That was in my bedroom. Oh my God.
God, William.
Potet.
All right, everybody keep an eye out for Potet.
Keep an eye out. All right. But this is a screen-used stickman that I made for the finale of the Blair Witch game for Hunt-A-Killer, where we did have to film in the woods at like 2 a.m. And you don't think about this until you do this. If you're in the fortunate position to work in the Blair Witch IP, the act of going to shoot Blair Witch material in the woods at night means that you're walking around in the woods at night with a flashlight and a camera. Yeah. So you, even as the filmmaker, are living the experience of the Blair Witch characters.
Totally.
And it was very, I felt very like honored in a weird way. I actually have another piece of memorabilia. And I'll get into some of the story aspects, but
ooh, a dirty rock. My God.
In classic Will Rogers fashion, I've kept such good care of my props. These have been sitting in my garage since the night we filmed.
Wow.
So this rock is authentically covered in cobwebs and soot. No, I did not brush it off as I walked into the house.
And you mocked me for taking a magical rock in from the woods one time. How dare you?
I did. But you can even see in the video version of our show, youtube.com/gttupod, you can see a little discoloration partway through.
Yeah, red discoloration, blood.
Yeah, that's
Who
right.
did you kill with that?
Yeah, a character ends up getting bludgeoned to death.
Yikes.
At the end of the Blair Witch Hunt-A-Killer game on camera. And this was the rock with the fake blood.
Kind of looks like a turnip.
It does look like a turnip. That's my turnip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had all this stuff sitting in my garage, so I finally rescued that. It has survived several years out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that white enamel game is associated. There's also an online experience called The Trial of Ellie Kedward that Dan Karcher has put together. That sort of gets into like Ellie Kedward had a journal that she wrote, which was passed to Bill Barnes, who was the head of the Historical Society of Burkittsville. It's like very fun. But here's the first like true weirdie. This is the weirdest thing in the Blair Witch franchise. Okay. It's called Four Corners of Fear.
Okay.
In 2008, Eduardo Sanchez, one of the directors of the original movie, had Josh and Mike and many of the associated, behind the scenes folks come out to his house to shoot a mockumentary of, hey, what if I was completely out of touch and said, let's make Blair Witch 3 BW3. I keep calling it.
Yeah.
It's like a, that season of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they're making a season of Seinfeld?
Yes.
And you see bits and pieces of what that episode of Seinfeld would be, but it's mostly about everyone sort of quarreling behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's essentially that.
Okay.
And so it's Eduardo Sanchez and trying to convince Mike and Josh to sign on. And he's like, we're going to do it down and dirty the way we did it originally. We've got no money, out in the woods, found footage style. They're like, is Heather coming? He's like, yeah. She might. She probably will. Like it's like completely falls apart. And then it gets very gonzo. It's on YouTube in 14 separate episodes that are 5 minutes apiece.
Okay.
And so eventually they hire Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Because they can't get Heather.
Sure.
And then Mike and Josh are sleeping in the woods behind Eduardo Sanchez's house, and they find out that Tom Cruise is sleeping in the house, and that the budget for the movie is over $30 million, but it's because $30 million goes to Tom Cruise, so they don't have any money to shoot the movie, which is why Josh and Mike have to sleep, like in sleeping bags and stuff. But here's the weird thing. All right, and it's pretty amusing. There are moments in it where, like, Eduardo Sanchez is like, you got to keep it down. We can't really yell because my neighbors will get mad. Like, why don't we go to like a park?
Right.
Why do we have to do this in your backyard? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, totally.
So, headphones on for this,
Okay.
Raj. Okay.
I called myself Raj at work the other day, and they were like, what? Because nobody, knows my maiden name is Rogers or anything.
Why were you referring to yourself in the third person at all?
I was talking about psyching myself up for something, I think, and I was like, all right, get it together, Raj, whatever. And I just saw a flicker of like, what, go across a couple people's faces, and I was like, oh, that's my maiden name. And I was like, this is all so weird.
You're going to get made fun of now. They're going to be like, knows. Hey, everyone, look who's coming. It's Raj.
Oh, Raj.
Oh, great. The party can start.
Yeah,
Raj
totally.
is here. So
weird.
Here's a clip from Four Corners of Fear that I have split screened with another movie of this same franchise.
Okay.
All right. And what happens is eventually in Four Corners of Fear, they Eduardo Sanchez puts on a big alien costume. He says he always wanted the Blair Witch. He's like, aliens are cool, so I thought maybe like we'd bring an alien into this.
Yeah.
And so he's got this big monster costume. There's a great moment where Mike is like, okay, all right, actually, this is like amazing. Like has this like very boyish excitement over the rubber alien costume.
Yeah.
But so Eduardo Sanchez has clearly lost the plot in this very brief clip.
Sure.
Here we go. And I'll have a split screen if you don't catch it.
Okay, great.
Trailer shot. That's the fucking trailer. That's the end of the trailer.
All right. So that was a clip up top of Eduardo Sanchez in his alien costume peeking out from behind a tree in like a peekaboo kind of move.
Yeah.
And then saying, that's it. That's the trailer shot. And what I put on the bottom was the first time we see the creature from Blair Witch 2016, which does its own peekaboo from behind a tree.
Yeah. So do you think that they got inspiration from this movie? From, I can't remember what this is
From
called.
Four Corners of Fear.
Yeah.
I am aghast at the connections here because Blair Witch 2016, I have my fondness for it.
Yeah.
They show a big monster at the end. It's a long-legged white creature that you never get a great look at.
Right.
Well, Eduardo Sanchez goes ahead. We see his alien costume front and center in Four Corners of Fear. We've got this shot of him, Mike and Josh, and Tom Cruise.
Nothing vague about it.
And Eduardo
By the way,
Sanchez.
it's not Tom Cruise, just to be clear.
Yeah, it's a Tom Cruise impersonator who's like a professional Tom Cruise impersonator.
Oh, okay. Bless him. How does he do?
Apparently very well. I've seen him in several things.
Oh, okay.
I have. So Eduardo Sanchez is also very tall. Mm-hmm. Eduardo Sanchez in his alien suit looks strikingly.
Yeah, definitely not dissimilar from the creature that you see in Blair Witch 2016. They're both like white, the color white. And the alien suit has like abs on it. There's also some sort of definition.
Yes.
if you pause that creature thing from the movie.
What's going on?
I think coincidence.
That's a weird coincidence.
It's a coincidence.
Of course it's a coincidence. But I will also point out that Blair Witch 2016, there are many theories that movie does not have the conventional witchy, woodsy Blair Witch, but rather an alien.
Oh, yeah, true.
Like
That's
there's
true.
alien ephemera in that movie.
That's true.
The missing time, the spaceship lights, whatever that is, we may never know.
Right.
But I was shocked at how much Eduardo Sanchez in his alien suit looks like the creature from Blair Witch 2016.
Yeah.
And the joke was, I think part of the joke of Four Corners of Fear is you can't go home again kind of thing, or that the movie it's not going to be really the real Blair Witch 3 anyway. And I don't know, or just how out of touch people are about trying to make more. I think there's some analysis there.
Sure.
And so Eduardo Sanchez kind of being like portraying himself as if he doesn't know what to do. So he put a bad looking, I mean, gangly, but that's just him as a person.
Sure.
I don't mean to insult Eduardo Sanchez, but
of course.
The fact that the actual monster in 2016 looks like his rubber alien suit. There's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom Cruise plays Dr. Swarovski. And it Eduardo Sanchez shits himself in that alien suit.
Nice.
Okay.
Right on.
And you can hear everyone laugh because they're surprised that he said that. Dr. Swarovski manages to defeat the alien by going head to head with it and going, "We're not afraid.
Yeah.
You're afraid. I think you're afraid." Okay.
Using his emotions against him.
There is a moment at which Dr. Swarovski says the sticks are alive.
Okay.
There's a living stick creature in Blair Witch 2016.
Yeah.
That goes into Lisa's foot, I want to say.
Yeah.
And also because they don't have Heather. And
wait, remind me, a living stick creature.
Yeah, remember she steps in the creek and then it gets in her foot and it's kind of growing and she has to pull a thing out of her leg.
I don't remember. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't remember that being a living stick creature. I thought she just like stepped on something.
But then it grows up into her leg and she has to do that gross like removal thing. And it's implied that that's a creature that's like growing in her.
I think I thought that was just some sort of like gross like river organism.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Like I didn't think that was a stick.
I've at least heard the stick analysis.
Okay.
But the fact that they mentioned the sticks are alive in Four Corners of Fear again, I'm like, is there a chance that Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett, who created that movie, saw Four Corners of Fear and thought to themselves it would be funny to put references to Four Corners of Fear in an official Blair Witch movie?
I don't know.
And then the last connection is that because they don't have Heather in Four Corners of Fear, there's a moment where they're like, all right, you're looking up and you see like you see an apparition of Heather. You see Heather, but it's like a ghost Heather.
Yeah.
And you see a ghost Heather in Blair Witch 2016.
Yeah, totally.
It's very there's something to that. Anyway, those are my sort of like lingering Blair Witch oddities.
Okay.
That did not fit into any prior conversations.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you about the Hunt-A-Killer Blair Witch stuff, but tell me a little bit at least. I want to hear part of what you were exposed to.
Well, so Will was like, why don't you read another one of those Graveyard Shift books? We read one of them.
Oh, the Blair Witch Files.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's right. Blair Witch Files. The previous one we read was called The Graveyard Shifts. That's why I got mixed up. We read one of these books in a previous Blair Witch episode where we were reading a bunch of different Blair Witch Project books. He's like, read one of these. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And so all the information about this book online was wrong, which is so, I guess it's not so crazy. It's just that this is like kind of lost material that, you know, it was written in the early 2000s, and also it's not super popular. So it's not like people are like really checking and double checking various wikis to make sure it's accurate.
Just us.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's also a thing, is like justice for the little known folks who have contributed. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, certainly yes. But also there are all kinds of franchises where there are ancillary materials like this that get written.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's awesome to care about this as much as we do and enjoy it this much. But there are also people who are just like, yeah, I wrote a Jurassic Park novelization.
That's true.
That is just lost to time and like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know that that's the case for this whatsoever. For all I know, the real authors of this, maybe they do super care, but also could have just been a job that got tossed off and it's like, oh, it's not accurate on the Wikipedia.
There
like, that's not a big deal.
I've sniffed out. I think there are a few entries in the franchise that are like that. I think the most recent video game is kind of like that.
Yeah, so of course you want things to be accurate, but it might not really be that meaningful to, you know, whoever.
Yeah.
But so anyway, Will sent me, he had scanned a copy of a book for posterity.
I have the world's foremost digital archive of Blair Witch universe materials.
Yes.
I think at this point, I think I have it all.
Excellent. Wonderful. So he sent me a scanned copy of a book called The Night Shifters to read. And before I started reading it, I was like, okay, let me see what they're saying online about it, like what the overall plot is. And both on Wikipedia and on the Blair Witch Wiki, they said that the plot of the book was this: that Cade Merrill gets an email from a psychic who says she can commune with the spirit of the Blair Witch. Could it be? And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. False.
Oh.
That is not what this book is about at all.
Really?
That must be some other book in the Blair Witch Files like franchise.
I
which
know
is
that
8 books.
plot to be the final book of the Blair Witch Files. And there's like some theory because Cade Merrill in universe is Heather's cousin.
Yes.
Who's doing his own research into local legends to try to figure out what happened to Heather.
Right.
In that story, I think it culminates, and that's the final Blair Witch Files, it culminates in not learning anything at all, because none of these can afford to. Again, none of these stories have been permitted to sort of move the needle forward of progressing the story.
Yeah.
They're all sort of stuck buffering around the original Blair Witch Project movie.
Totally.
And zero progress really gets made.
Yeah.
But so yeah, there's some theory that maybe Heather wrote emails to Cade Merrill, or maybe is the witch, and it culminates in nothing, is my understanding.
Well, they both had some other plot for the final book. Like, it's all just like jumbled or whatever. This book is actually about people shifting into animals, and it's about hunting, and it absolutely blew goats. Luckily, it was like novella length-ish. It was like 209 pages, but still took hours to read.
Really?
It sucked. It was not a good experience, but what can you do?
Happy birthday to me.
I know that. Look, happy birthday, Will. I wrote it's a book about hunting. Happy birthday, Will.
Dynamite. Well, I gave you what I had been told. I've not read all the Blair Witch Files books. I was under the impression that this was the scariest one. So I thought I was at least giving you something of interest.
I was not scared, nor was I interested.
Well, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Maybe every once in a while, every once in a while, I was like, okay, now we're cooking. But then we go back to like the vet's office. Or whatever. I was like, oh, God damn it.
Well, I want you to tell me all about the Night Shifters.
Okay, great.
After we talk about patreon.com/GTTUpod. You can feel the love that we put into this show, can't you?
Yes.
Patreon.com/GTTUpod. It's a place where you can support the work that we do here, the good work that we do.
The archival work.
Yes, I'm the lead archivist. If I just tell, it's like calling myself the king of pop. If I just call myself, there's this guy Matt Blasey who's like the historian of the first movie. Mm-hmm. Can I be the historian of everything else?
I think so. I don't see why not. Seems like you might be.
Anyway, patreon.com/GTTUpod. It's how you can support Guide to the Unknown. We have a number of different tiers depending on where you sign up. You'll start to get access to ad-free episodes of Guide to the Unknown, so you won't hear us talking right this second. Mm-hmm. Kristen will just be talking about the Night Shifters.
Yeah.
And don't you want that instead?
Absolutely.
You'll get access to our Discord, where you can chat with us and other like-minded individuals who enjoy Guide to the Unknown. And you'll start to get access to the Netherworld Dispatch, which is another podcast that we do. Comes out every single Monday, only accessible on patreon.com/GTTUpod. And this was not planned this way, but it's tangentially relevant. The most recent episode of the Netherworld Dispatch is episode 238, Flammable Jelly Man.
Yes.
Where it started by Kristen and I just trying to let our hair down after a busy Halloween season.
Right.
And then we ended up ranking. I did the tally. I think it's like almost 80 saw traps.
Oh my God.
Like by mistake, we did that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. We talked about the Flammable Jelly Man, who is one of the most famous traps to us now.
Yeah, he's huge. He's like covered in goo, holding a candle. That's not enough. It's like, sir, you're covered.
Sir, Jigsaw doesn't call people sir. Sir. If it's not much bother, I'll slather you in jellies.
Sir, you're covered in jelly. You must hold this candle until it reaches your body.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But then also he has to crunch across broken glass. He's only wearing underpants. And then he has to unlock a safe, like using his smarts.
Yes.
While he has all these other things that are also distracting him.
It's incredible.
And believe it or not, we put him in the middle tier.
I know. We gave him a C.
What goes above then?
Yes.
Because actually, as I'm saying it out loud, that's a great trap.
There's nothing better than
Huge.
the Flammable Jelly Man.
Yeah, how is he not in S tier?
Pass the Smuckers, sir. I'm gonna slather you. So in making the logo for that episode, I watched the Flammable Jelly Man clips.
Oh yeah.
In every shot, except for the introductory shot, he's wearing little shoes.
Really?
Just blatantly in the movie, they just put shoes on him so he can crunch around the glass. But
What?
it happened so quick, I don't think anyone's ever paid attention.
Why didn't Jigsaw take his shoes off?
He did. It's a
just a mistake.
It's a production.
Oh, okay.
Goofaroo that the Flammable Jelly Man has shoes on. He's supposed to be in naught but tidy whities.
Yeah, totally.
Slathered
All right, for
in
a
that
second,
jelly.
I got you.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Kristen,
so
I was
funny.
shocked.
That is
scandalized.
shocking. Yeah.
So that's patreon.com/GTTUpod. And we thank everybody who supports us over there already.
Yes, thank you.
We've got a wonderful review. This comes from Amanda Loves Spooky Stuff, titled Still My Favorite. I have reviewed before, but I wanted to update. I've been listening since 2017, and this podcast remains my favorite. In the very frightening world we reside in now, levity and humor are so important. This podcast helps keep me sane. Listening to Kristen and Will is self-care, and their laughter has carried me through some of the toughest experiences in my adult life. Their relationship reminds me of my very own with my big brother, which in and of itself is a comfort. I'm so grateful that this podcast and these folks continue to provide so much needed relief from reality. 5 stars.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much, Amanda. I'm so glad that you like the show, that you've liked it all this time. So grateful that it can be comforting during hard stuff. That means so much to me when people say that.
There's like nothing but hard stuff right now.
Yeah.
So thinking of all of you, hope that you're all doing well.
Yes.
This podcast does the same for me, quite frankly.
Same. Absolutely.
So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for leaving that review. If you would like to leave us a written review like that, you can do it on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to leave us a starred review, you can do it on Spotify or other podcast apps. And we would really appreciate it. So thank you so much.
Yes. So without any further ado, I've got to hear about the Night Shifters. I like the thought of you with your glasses at the tip of your nose.
Just Oh.
reading the
And I kept having to go back to it because it ended up being fine, but there were download errors.
Oh.
So like it would just sort itself out. It was just technological gremlin weirdness or whatever. So every once in a while there would just be like just black in the middle of the book. And I'd be like, well, I guess I can't read this anymore. But so I did leave it at one point. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to tell Will, oops, I guess the witch intervenes.
They do say electronics don't work quite right around the witch.
I know, that's what I was gonna joke. And I was like, okay, so I guess it's not my fault. I guess I just have to wash my hands with the night shifters. And then I was like, I can't do that. Let me go back in, and it would work. And I was like, oh, damn it, it's working again.
Hell yeah.
And I finished it.
I wouldn't let you get away with that shit. I would attempt to fire you. I'd have to file
wouldn't be able to.
I know. I'd have to file like weird paperwork to have you removed as a co-founder of our LLC and stuff.
I would just file it back.
No!
It would be locked in battle forever.
Oh, shit.
Hee hee.
All right. Well, it's almost time for the night shifters after one more commercial break.
All right, are you ready to shift?
Oh, I'm ready. What animal would you turn into?
Yeah, what animal? Toad.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine myself as a big fat bullfrog.
Yeah, I like that. I really like toads and frogs and stuff.
Of course.
I think
Who
they're
doesn't?
great. I don't know, but
You say that as if there's some like anti-toad commission.
No. Here's why I say that. I don't love unexpected animals and stuff. Like if I'm like taking a walk in the woods and there's like a snake or something.
Oh, a snake.
Why don't you just kill me now or whatever? But
if we go for a walk in the woods and we see a snake, you want me to kill you?
You may as well.
All right.
I'm going to freak out. But no, a little toad. When we were kids growing up, there would be a creek or whatever. I'm picking up that toad.
Yeah. Yes.
I love them.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it's an outlier in that way is what I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a dog or a big bear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sleep all day, sleep in a cave.
Totally.
You know what? I was going to say bear, but then I'd have to forage.
I was just going to say the same thing. You want to reach into a creek and like pick up a wiggling fish?
Oh, I definitely don't.
Oh.
Yeah, forage around for twigs and berries. No. I want to be one of our dogs.
Yeah, but to say, dog, you're living the life of Riley.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Sweet Molly right now
You can call me Riley.
Is just, yeah, it's a good dog name, actually. It's just across from us taking a nap. I think my dogs at home are doing the same.
Delightful.
So well cared for.
So do they have similarly,
Actually, that's ideal.
similarly
I should be a dog.
heartwarming transformations in the night shifters? Or?
No. So it is with Cade Merrill, obviously. We're finally, but do you realize Cade Merrill's 17 years old? Did you remember that?
Do you know what you were doing at 17? Was it writing several novels and doing investigations?
No, it certainly wasn't. I had that dipshit boyfriend when I was 17.
Yeah.
So I was not. Yeah,
that guy
but
who raged out at me when I was playing Tony Hawk with him.
Hell yeah.
I was beating him in Tony Hawk, and he went, well, I'm the only one who can actually do these tricks. I'm the only one of the two of us that can actually do these tricks. He was like, I was a boy. I was but a child. And I was like,
outrageous.
I'm sorry, you can do like a kick flip manual and then go up a ramp and come down a ramp and revert to manual again. And like, it was like a paragraph.
I bet you dollars to donuts. Not once.
No.
Never could. I bet he could keep his balance on a skateboard and that's about it.
And credit to me, even at like 14 or whatever, I was like, you're telling me you can do a paragraph of tricks? I was besting this like 19-year-old man.
That was rough stuff.
This guy sucked.
I know. He got his hooks into me right when we moved here. I wonder if I had time to acclimate and like find more of a community if that would have happened.
Yeah.
Anyway. So no, I was not doing this when I was 17. But did you remember Cade Merrill was 17?
No.
Okay, I didn't either. I was shocked by this. Anyway, he's a 17-year-old boy who's doing all this investigation. But he gets a letter from this guy named Jesse, who's like, this is how it starts. He's like, I had all this stuff happen in the Burkittsville, whatever they're called, the Black Forest or Black Hills Forest.
Yeah.
And it has to do with the Blair Witch. So I think it'd be of interest to you. And that's how all this unfolds. And it's that this guy, Jesse, and by the way, I took so many notes.
Hell yeah. Look at how many notes you took.
Oh God. Because I was like, I need to remember this. And I'm having a hard time like summarizing it without telling you this entire story. The thing is, he went.
This is a canon in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to accept everything in the Blair Witch
Yes.
story world
yeah.
as canon in some capacity. Usually in these stories, it's at least like, well, someone said this happened. That puts it in the realm of folklore.
Right.
Once it's in the realm of folklore, anything is possible. Somebody could be lying. Somebody could be misremembering.
Sure.
Someone could be misrepresenting. I'll accept it all. So in my head, this happened.
I suppose it's canon. I guess it's just that like some things I care about and some things I don't. Like I will not think about this again beyond today, you know?
No.
But like
Whenever I watch
care about
the Blair Witch
movie,
Project,
The Blair Witch Project. And
I see Heather, Mike, and Josh get into trouble, I think, well, what's Cade Merrill thinking right now?
Right. So Jesse says that he and his cousin Keith, they went hunting and they shot at they shot a mountain lion or something. And then they realized it had cubs. And William, this book blows. And so Keith is like, oh, I want to get the cubs' heads too. Yeah.
What? Oh, God.
And so they go to find the cubs, and then Jesse talks Keith out of getting them. And then they, for some reason, go to... Oh, I know. They had brought Jesse's dog with them, and the dog was acting weird while they were in the woods. And you're like, oh, the witch is asserting some sort of power over the dog. It's like shaking the entire time and just acting not normal. So Jesse brings the dog to the vet, where he meets this girl named Dana. And he is telling her the whole story about it. And she says, well, you can't leave those cubs in the woods. They're not gonna live.
They're gonna die.
Right, without their mom there. So we need to go find the cubs. So they go, they get the cubs, they bring them back to the vet. The vet, the head boss of the vet, who I guess is just the vet. Her name is Irene. I say head boss because there are like a ton of characters who work at the vet's office.
The final boss at the vet's office.
Kind of. They bring them back to Irene. To take care of them or whatever. Now, it's in, true Blair Witch book fashion. It's kind of an epistolary novel in a way. Yeah. So we are reading some of Dana, who works at the vet's, journals. We are reading some of Irene's journals from a long time ago, and some things that just Cade has written from his accounts of talking to Jesse.
Now, are these very compelling, richly realized characters where it's exciting to jump into their individual recollections?
Not bad, I will say.
All right.
If I'm being totally honest, while I didn't enjoy this book, I don't want to paint it with such a broad brush.
Okay.
Like it's not terribly written or anything. It's just that like the subject matter isn't to my liking, and it feels like the Blair Witch stuff is like somewhat shoehorned in.
Yeah.
It almost just feels like this is like some sort of Animorphs book that they needed to like refit with Blair Witch stuff.
Yeah, is there a chance that someone wrote this for Animorphs and they were like, well, we're firing you from Animorphs.
Yeah.
But I have an opening for one book of Blair Witch files.
Right. It just doesn't feel totally integrated into Blair Witch. It's much more on just like the animal shifting side than it is on the Blair Witch stuff.
Yeah.
I will say early on there is a Mary Brown thing. So that's kind of fun, but it's very quick and not as, rich as you would want it to be.
She's in the book?
She is.
That's neat. Mary Brown is the woman that they interview at the beginning of the Blair Witch Project, who claims to have seen the Blair Witch and has a fence made out of twine and sticks and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the most wonderful characters of that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, kicks ass. So I'm going back in time a little bit to get to Mary Brown because I kind of forgot about her. It's before they've gone in. It's before Jesse has gone to the woods, before all this shooting stuff. Cade is basically looking into the idea that there are weird animals in the woods because Jesse has written to him, said, oh, there's strange. I've encountered strange things in the woods that have to do with the witch and animals. And then Cade decides to go look at like newspaper clippings, and he finds a newspaper clipping that says that a 3-year-old girl saw a large silver cat in the woods, and it like backed her up to a tree. And in that newspaper article, I'm sorry. He talks to the guy who wrote that newspaper article, and that guy is like, oh, yeah, that was a crazy story, and this crazy lady named Mary Brown came and talked to me about it. And then Kate's like, oh, I should go talk to Mary Brown. I remember her from the thing with, I guess just from the movie, The Blair Witch Project.
Sure.
And so he goes to talk to Mary Brown, and she is just being like really intense and like really Mary Brownish, and says different like Bible lines, but she's substituting the word witch for the word devil in them.
Oh.
So she says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the witch, as a walking lion, walketh about, seeking whom she may devour. Her point is that the witch controls the animals of the forest.
Okay.
And he thinks she's nuts, even worse than when his cousin talked to her. I think this is maybe the only reference to Heather in the book. But I guess he eventually takes it to heart and decides to like look more into Jesse's story. So now we'll pick back up with what I was saying.
Sure.
That's the only Mary Brown thing.
Yes.
So yeah, Jesse has brought his dog to the vet. He and Dana go to rescue the cubs. They bring them back. And we kind of now are jumping into everybody's stories. It turns out that Dana is a runaway, just ambiguous runaway. We don't know what the deal is, who has landed in Burkittsville. She's taken in by Irene, the vet at the vet hospital or whatever. And, Irene and the people who work at the vet are a little different. They're like, yeah, we call ourselves the Pride. And maybe if you hang out with us long enough, then you can become a member of the Pride.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
I think I figured this out.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on
I think
here.
I cracked the case just now.
Yeah. They pray to the witch.
Oh.
And
that's new.
Yeah, totally. They pray to the witch, and they are praying for the return of the Silver Panther. And they're just charismatic, and they're just like giving her a family she's never had. And they're kind of just like, just go with it. She doesn't really know what's going on, but she's just like, okay, these people are so nice to me. I want to be part of this family dynamic. I don't really get it, but like, it feels good to be part of this. So sure, I'll do these prayers with them and pray to the witch. Seems unusual, but fine. We get some of Irene's story. This was where I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is it. This is the stuff. Because this is like back in time, Irene's story. Irene one day was waiting to meet her boyfriend Fred at a coffee shop when in walks this absolute dish with amber eyes, silvery hair. His name, Sylvanus. And I was like, oh yeah, we're cooking with gas.
Oh boy. Blair Witch never saw Sylvanus coming.
Oh no, absolutely not. So he sits right down with her and he's like, we're meant to be together. You should come and live with me. You've been living this boring life. Come with me. And Irene's like, I will, Sylvanus. It's all over with my loser boyfriend. So she leaves, just dumps her boyfriend, whatever, and just goes to live with Sylvanus that day. And,
wow. Yeah. If you meet Sylvanus, you're moving in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right
like
away.
why waste time? And she's disappointed to find that when she goes to Sylvanus's house, because she's like, oh, okay, so it's me and him forever, obviously. But she gets there and there are other people living there. Their names are Marigold, Moon Girl, Traitor, and Stardance.
Moon Girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Traitor?
No, like Trader Joe's.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. And he's like, yeah, but don't worry about them. You're my actual soulmate. And she's like, okay, Sylvanus. And they live together. He is the one who introduced her to praying to the witch and stuff. So they all start praying and swaying. They're doing these dances. They're like getting ecstatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And praying to the witch. He has her drink an earthy liquid.
Oh no, mud? What's an earthy liquid?
I don't know. They keep referring to this earthy liquid.
Okay. Here, drink this mud.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sylvanus. Here, have a sip of some cold mud.
You're gonna love it. And the power of the witch enters her, which doesn't seem to be a euphemism. It's just like, because she's feeling it or whatever. And he's like, oh, you've been touched by the witch's power. And we're gonna have to give her sacrifices when you're ready. And so Cade then in the book puts in a little note here. And he says that he tried to find Sylvanus's identity and he couldn't. And and also
yeah, because his real name is like,
yeah, totally. It's just
Gary
like
Tucker.
Yes, exactly. It's a whole long thing, honestly.
Yeah.
And he's probably just some dude. And
shocker. His real name's not Sylvanus.
believe it or not. And Sylvanus gave Irene the nickname Sekhmet, which she goes by like later in the book. And that is the lion-headed Egyptian goddess of war.
Oh.
Yes. So basically this is where Irene is coming from.
Yes, okay.
And so how should I tell this? Okay, so basically, I'm just going to stay in the past for now. They keep doing their thing. it's getting crazier and crazier. This basically cult that they have going, Sylvanas and Irene and everybody. And they just keep praying to the witch. Sylvanas is just like adding on to the lore, being like, okay, we need to give her more. The equinox is coming and she needs blood. So let's give her blood. And they tried their blood at first, like nothing is happening. It's just getting built upon. It's like, okay, I think she's going to transform us. The way that she is immortal, we shall become immortal. The way she is animal, we will become animal. And
They do. Mary Brown does say.
yes.
What?
Well, no, I know there is like
it
an
sounded
animal
like,
thing.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Mary Brown in the original movie, when she says that she's
Covered in horsehair.
she's covered in horsehair.
Yeah. No, it's not totally without base or anything. It's just that this book is way more heavy on animal stuff than Blair Witch stuff. I'm telling you all the cool Blair Witch stuff.
I know. How awesome would it be though if like whenever what happens next in the real franchise, if they're like, we're going to adapt Night Shifters.
Oh,
we will finally see Sylvanas.
Rise of Sylvanas.
Blair Witch. Sylvanas rises.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you, Sylvanas falls, so I'd be surprised.
Oh, no.
So they're doing all this stuff to try to become immortal like the witch in the form of animals and everything. And they finally nail it. Sylvanas one day, because they like, I mean, it's so crazy. It's so drawn out. Like, they're talking about sacrifice. I'm like, oh, okay, so obviously they're going to kill somebody. And it's like, no, we will prick our own finger. They like build up to there. It takes forever. They prick their finger. Then they prick the finger of an outsider. And it's like, just jump to killing the outsider. We know that's what's going to happen.
Right.
They finally do kill an outsider. And Sylvanas transforms into a silver panther.
Cool.
And so then Irene is devastated because he can't transform back, and that was like her love.
Oh, he's pure animal forever.
Forever. So now he is immortal the way he wanted to be, but in this form.
Yeah.
So that's why now in current day, Irene has her little own cult, the Pride, who
Right.
all work at the vet's office.
Right.
And they are all praying for the rise of the Silver Panther because he's like run off somewhere. They haven't like seen him in forever.
Rise of the Silver Panther.
Yes.
That's the subtitle. Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Rise of the Silver Panther. If they announced that movie, my head would explode.
Everyone would be like, what?
What? All this time and you made this?
What is this? I've never heard of this before.
I don't want this.
I don't want that.
Oh, you want it.
But yeah, Sylvanas like ran away like forever ago. I don't know why he couldn't just like hang out, but I don't know. I guess he's just a wild animal.
Yeah.
So now in current day, Irene has like grown up over time. She has the vet's office. She has her new Pride. They've all just been doing the same like
Same
ecstatic stuff that now they can all transform back and forth into animals. They're like a deer, a bear, more panthers. It's a lot of panthers and like cat kind
Does a
of
bear
stuff.
shit in the woods? No, but my vet does.
And they're like very extremely slowly bringing Dana into this. She's also unbelievably slow on the uptake. It's so crazy. So Dana is just like, wow, I hope they'll let me into the Pride soon. I can't wait to have a family. Just like over and over. And it's like, well, they're going to sacrifice you or do something.
You're going to die.
Yeah. So also the guy, Keith, who is like Jesse's cousin, who they've, initially went into the woods and they, shot that mountain lion and brought the cubs into the picture or whatever. His dad actually turns out to be Irene's ex-boyfriend that she dumped for Sylvanas.
The drama. Do you know how small Burkittsville is in real life?
No, I'm sure it's
Like
quite
literally
small.
one road.
So he has pictures of because he was like stalking Irene basically when she left him for Sylvanas, and he has pictures of her in the woods with like the corpse of like people that Sylvanas was like ripping apart, and Keith, the cousin, is weirded out by Jesse spending so much time at the vet's office with Dana because he's like, something weird is happening here. I don't think it's good.
Yeah,
And then
you
he's
go
like,
to the vet a lot.
why are you at the vet all the time? He's like, oh my God, I found out that my dad has pictures of the vet like ripping people apart or being a witness to it. You have to see. And then I guess just through her witchy powers, because she's connected to the witch, Irene gleans this and she sends those cubs out to kill the dad.
Yeah.
So they rip him apart, and that makes Dana onto it. Now Dana is like, wait a second. I think Irene is actually bad. I think the Pride and all of this is maybe not good. And then, she gets a message out to Jesse. I think they like detain Dana in some way or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they get her all dressed up and they're like, oh, your ceremony is tonight. And finally, Dana is like, I think my ceremony is going to be something bad for me. She like calls Jesse and is like, Jesse, I need you to come save me. So Jesse like comes to get her. They tie him up to a rock, later confirmed to be Coffin Rock.
Of course.
By one of Cade's afterwards or something. And they're like, okay, now, Dana, your ceremony begins. And they feed her the earthy water.
Oh, no.
She transforms. Now she transforms into an animal.
What
She's
animal?
like a big cat, like a mountain lion or something. And they're like, I think I wrote it down. Maybe it's like, now feast, or whatever.
More mud?
Yeah, it's more mud. Wait, let me get rid of. I did a search for Sylvanas before. Let me see.
Yeah, it's more mud.
Yeah, it's more mud. They say, what do they say? I guess it doesn't matter. It's something that's all flowery or whatever. They're just like, go kill now. But instead of Dana killing Jesse, she turns and kills Irene, Sekhmet. And then, all the other animal people like transform into animals to like get her off of Irene. And then also in all this melee, Keith, Jesse's cousin, comes and shoots Dana in her mountain lion form.
Oh my God.
And then all the animals scatter.
Yeah.
And Jesse is like, how'd you know to come get me? And Keith is like, I don't know. I just had this sense that I had to come to the woods right now. And then so in some, again, sort of like note by Cade Merrill, he's like, just as the witch reaches out to people to have her do bad things, is there also a source of love that could be reaching out that saved Jesse and told Keith to bring him to the Black Hills Forest
The
or
Love
whatever?
Witch.
The Love Witch, yes.
Blair Witch, birth of the Love Witch.
Yeah, I think that's nice. And so then they've all scattered. There are no bodies found at all because Dana in her her mountain lion form or whatever dies. And Jesse is like petting her and being like, thank you, Dana. Thank you for all you did as she's dying as the mountain lion. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're welcome.
God. It's like sad, kind of, but it's also just not very good.
Right.
So it's just like whatever. And then so the vet's office closes down, obviously, because the vet has transformed into a panther or something and like disappeared. And like all of the staff, they're like owls and deer and like bear and stuff. And they just like all disappeared. So
There's one sad kid with a sick turtle.
Can anyone help my turtle?
can I have help?
Anyone here? Hello?
Anybody? So So Jesse helps close down the vet's office just because he's got this good memory of Dana, who he cared for and who saved him or whatever. And he decides to take home a kitten who was at the vet or something. And he names that kitten Dana. And then later he thinks maybe it wasn't such a good idea to name the cat Dana because sometimes he sees something almost human in its eyes.
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. Like,
what?
she has a spirit that can just jump from animal to animal.
What is that?
And it's
Well.
in this cat now?
Maybe all of this is what happened to Josh.
Maybe. So that's the Night Shifters.
Dynamite. Thank you for reading that.
Yes.
Of
course.
Now we know more and we're richer for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, it was not great. I mean, it was really fun to read names like Sylvanas and Sekhmet.
Oh, of
and
course.
stuff. Yeah, I was happy when that happened. And it was good to see Mary Brown, but it was really just a lot about animals shifting and hunting and stuff.
Well, we're going to conclude here with finally taking a look at the Hunter-Killer game, which I have been sort of hesitant to look at all on the show. So I'm going to give you basically just sort of like a 10,000 foot view.
Okay, great.
Of the Hunter-Killer story, which if people are not familiar with Hunter-Killer, especially the early Hunter-Killer days, like these days they have products at Target and stuff, and they teamed up with Sam and Colby, like these like very popular YouTuber guys, and there's a Hunter-Killer box with them and stuff.
Yeah.
Hunter-Killer used to be that every month you would subscribe and they would send a literal physical box to your door with physical clues, and they would try to match like the stock of like a newspaper if they had a newspaper article and stuff. It was very, very fun. So
do they not have things like that anymore in the boxes?
I'm sure they do.
Okay.
I'm sure they do. There's just like something that's lost about this like serialized storytelling.
Yeah.
This monthly. I really still view those early Hunter-Killer games as like a medium that just doesn't really exist anymore. That this story could evolve over the course of a month and a half.
Yeah.
Was really it made it all feel like very alive.
Yeah,
it was
totally.
very enjoyable. Now they're very much like open and shut case. Buy
Yes,
a box,
one box.
complete it.
Yep.
I kind of miss that. But so I wrote this, if you want to take a look at that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It says, Legends Never Die in the Witch's Woods. Untold Tales Magazine special feature.
So the point of this first box, it's the story of a kid named Liam Kent. And your contact, because Hunt a Killer Games always orbited around this idea of a character in the world who's reaching out, asking for help from you, the player, was his mother, Rosemary Kent. And I think on season 1, I was responsible for writing all of the Rosemary letters, I believe. So, you know, hello, it's been weeks since I felt any sliver of hope, and frankly, I was starting to lose my mind a little before I found you. Months ago, my 15-year-old son Liam went missing. And then some of the stuff that she sent us, the character sent us in the box, was, one, that pamphlet from Untold Tales magazine.
Yeah.
Which, for people who are not familiar with the Blair Witch, can give them sort of like a top-down view of like, oh, okay, so here's what the generalized legend of the Blair Witch is, but also the character of Liam has written little things in the margins in that.
Yeah.
The same way that he's done with his own personal journal, which we get, the intent of which is also for you to keep your notes as you're solving this mystery. Again, this is not available anymore. Like, I don't think you can buy this officially. There's only this aftermarket. But so here's something that I was very proud of, and I'm not sure how well this is going to read on camera. I'm holding the Liam Kent journal. In it, Liam drew a picture of himself and his dog, Tank, out in the woods. The pen that came with the game is a blacklight pen. If you shine the blacklight... Oh, it was working before the blacklight. Now it's already dead.
Damn.
Well, that tells me everything I need to know. If you shine the blacklight on this drawing, it will reveal hidden monsters
That's so
that are in the
awesome.
drawing. Like, very, very fun.
Yes.
Very immersive kind of storytelling. But that's the bare premise. Liam is missing. Rosemary wants her help to find him. And so over the course of 6 episodes, 6 boxes, you are sort of telling her where to look in the woods, and she's going to go into the woods. And at the end of every story, you know you've completed a box because you put a password into a website, and you get a piece of audio from her thanking you
Yeah.
for helping her progress. And I scripted all of those as well. I'm going to show you this, then I'm just going to spoil season 1 for you.
Yeah.
This is in episode 2. It's the Burkittsville History Museum pamphlet. And there's a reference to somebody sitting in this room. If you want to open that, see if you can find it. It should be right in front of you right this second as you hold it.
Okay.
It's the pamphlet for a museum in Burkittsville. And so there are testimonials from people in town or people, you know, online or whatever that they've printed. So basically as if like, I visited your museum and found it to be very influential. Thank you. And in this Is She Real segment here, I'll go ahead and spoil it. Many believers and skeptics alike have taken the pilgrimage to fair Burkittsville to ask this very question, is she real? While you'll find a wide range of answers among those who live and work in Burkittsville, history tells us the earliest residents of this area certainly believed in her. Why don't you go ahead and read this endorsement from a...
Yes. If you're trying to find the truth behind all the stories, you need to visit the Burkittsville History Museum. User Chili Chrissy on 5 Square. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Hound to Killer had to create all of their own, you know, internet ephemera. So there's no 4 Square, which is the review thing of the time. It's 5 Square.
Yep.
But your old username, or no, still is.
Yeah,
is at Chillin' Kristen.
Yep.
So I put you...
Chili Chrissy.
I put you in here.
That's right. That's fun.
I also put Chelsea from American Hysteria in episode 1. There's a thing where it says, there's like a testimonial from Chelsea Traeger Brown.
Nice.
And it's Chelsea Weber Smith. Weber is a grill. Traeger is a grill.
That's fun.
And then Weber Smith. Smith is a common last name, so is Brown.
Totally.
But in my head, I was always like, Chelsea Traeger Brown is now a character in the Blair Witch world,
Yeah.
and she's related to Mary Brown.
Delightful.
That was always the intent, but that was a
I love
deliberate
that.
reference to Chelsea.
I love that. I bet Chelsea loves that
I'm
too.
sure I've told them. I don't.
I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, spoilers for season 1. And again, I'm only doing a 10,000 foot view.
Yep.
My personal hope, this is the last time we're going to talk about Blair Witch on Guide to the Unknown until something new is developed. I will tell you the story because this is technically all part of the Blair Witch universe, at least as connected as the Night Shifters.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Hopefully more.
Yeah.
Hopefully more. But so Rosemary Kent ends up going into the Black Hills Forest, ends up finding Liam, essentially. But in finding Liam, she essentially gets herself lost to the woods as well. So you do reunite the family out there, but it's this bittersweet sort of thing that you've helped her get bewitched and get lost to the woods, which felt like a fairly appropriate Blair Witch kind of story where there is. And for a player, you were successful in reuniting them, but reuniting them was not the sort of reunion that meant that they get to come home. So there still is this mix of positive and negative and witchy and plausible, and also because I will say behind the scenes, like Lionsgate would just say, well, no, if you go into the woods, you're not allowed to come out. So the moment that Rosemary sets foot in the woods, she can't come out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that is contradicted by the existing movies.
Yeah, totally.
Where in Blair Witch 2016, they're like, we were in these woods searching for Heather.
Right.
And we're out. And they go, well, but we're back. It's like, okay, people are allowed to come out of those. I swear to God, I felt like I understood the lore better than the rights holders.
Yeah, because they're not necessarily like nerds. They're just,
Yeah, but don't you want to have somebody at the company who understands your IP, don't you?
You ideally do, but I don't know that they necessarily care.
True. So, season 2 now, we leave Liam behind. We leave Rosemary behind. We pick up now. And by the way, all that time that you're playing season 1, in between shipments of boxes, you're getting links to a podcast called Super Neutral, where a believer and a skeptic, Ed and James, are talking about different kinds of folklore. Episode 1 is about the Blair Witch. You can find this right now. Go to superneutralpod.com and you'll find episode 1. But the intent was you should get emails from in-universe hitting you with new episodes of Super Neutral as you go. And after Rosemary disappears, Ed and James are like, maybe we'll have to go and do our own investigation. Dovetailing into season 2. Yeah. Where now you are being contacted by the Super Neutral team who have gone to Burkittsville to try and find out what happened to Rosemary. And so now we are getting this sort of like prime Blair Witch kind of experience of media people in the Blair Witch's woods trying to understand and misunderstanding. I wrote episodes 1 and 6. That's the season premiere and the season finale. I want to also just shout out the other folks that worked on this. T.T. Madden, wonderful writer that we've talked about before, listens to this show. Was the showrunner of season 2. Wrote with me on season 1, along with Abigail Sansom and Ariana. I don't want to shout out everybody just because I don't think everyone's completely online, but so much amazing design work also by Alaska Kellum. Like, look at this. So the idea here in episode 1 of season 2 is that the guys go to, frankly, this is the diner that Rosemary used to work at in Burkittsville. It said the Silver Moon Diner.
Quite frankly.
And if you've ever come to like a Jersey diner, it's always like a placemat with part of a menu, but also ads for stuff. Yeah. And they doodled all over it. They just drew pictures all over this thing. Yeah. And I also wrote another reference to you that I won't show everybody. But see that? Nice. Which is also an in-universe. Yes. Well, I will say this. Yeah. Griggs' house is the name of the real-life Rustin Parr's house, so I wrote that there's a Griggs on this menu somewhere. Yeah. There's a reference to me here, too, somewhere. Anyway. What is it? That there's a Reuben on the menu.
Wait, is that really the reference?
I love a Reuben. No, there's something else. Something else.
Okay.
Awesome drawings, just like little doodles of a witch. And then Ed or James put a witch hat on this lawyer guy. But on the flip side of the menu, this is where it comes into gameplay. They tried to draw a map. Yeah. In the game, you hear audio. You hear an audio drama of somebody saying, no, this map is all wrong. This is actually closer to that. That's closer to that. And if you fold this map in a particular way, you get part of the clue of how to proceed in the game.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Which is fun. But here's the culmination of the season. Because again, I'm just giving you the 10,000-foot view. Ed and James, of course, end up going into the Blair Witch's woods. And it all ends in episode 6 with a very, very media-heavy story where Ed, who was the believer, ends up finding, I think James is wearing a necklace of bones. They're all finger bones. With letters scrawled into them.
Ew.
And if you pay attention, and I'll just go ahead and spoil this, they're all the same bone. The implication at the end of the story, and spoilers for this game that is no longer available, These are all intended to be the same finger bone, because James has been lost in the woods getting Rustin Pard.
Yeah.
And walking in a time loop and finding Ed and killing Ed over and
This would
over
suck.
and over. Every time he encounters Ed, he kills him. Every time he kills him, he takes the same bone. So this is supposed to be the same bone of Ed's like index finger, let's say. But of course, it's a game. And so there are letters scrawled into the bones that contribute to the final mystery, where you unlock the last piece of media that has ever been shot in the Blair Witch franchise, which I got to direct along with Wade Eck out at 2 a.m. in the Rutgers Gardens preserves. There was a bear loose in the woods as we were filming.
God.
And my idiot boss insulted me right after we were done filming. He had us, I've said this before on the show, but he was sitting in this golf cart. And we finished filming, and it's so late and everyone's exhausted. And he goes, Will, Wade, here, come here. Gestures us over, and I'm like, all right, maybe he's going to at least say, like, hey, you did a good job out here. This is tough. Like, I'm not really I don't direct, like, I've directed audio. I just directed War of the Undead, which is out right now. But I've never directed, like, a visual thing, really, right? And so it was difficult.
Yeah.
And he has us come over, and he goes, next time I ask you guys to find a place that's pitch black, he points up and he goes, this is not pitch black. Meanwhile, if you watch the end video, it's so goddamn dark. This guy
Such a jackass.
not my kind of guy.
No.
Yeah. I've now written references to him in all kinds of things. I think I've got a reference to that dude in the TV series I wrote, The Trouble with Tessa, that's out this year. Just like scummy people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the way it all culminates is now Ed gets the better of James. I think in that game you sort of figure out that James is up to no good. You got to get him first. And so Ed finally gets James first and kills his friend by bludgeoning him with this rock. And the wonderful Matt Stockey, who played James, gets hit with this rock and had to fall down in the woods. And then that idiot boss came over again. He's like, no. Let me tell you how you fall. You go completely limp. I want to see you really like fall down and hit the ground.
Why don't you show us?
And Matt was like, but I might really get hurt. And he's like, well, you want it to look good, right? And it's like, oh, dude, come on. Man. It's still, listen, it looked like a bunch of people trying to figure it out at 2 a.m. Anyway.
It's all right.
It's all right. But so the final shots are Ed grabbing a camera and tripping through time, where he ends up outside Liam Kent's house, where, remember, they came to Burkittsville to find out what happened to Liam and Rosemary in the first place.
Right.
He's the guy that in season 1, it said that this character snuck up on Liam. And we end up revealing in season 2 that it was Ed.
Yeah.
Out of time, displaced, Rustin Pard himself.
Yeah.
And so again, a sort of like, bitter ending. There's no happy endings in the Blair Witch's woods. And does it strain credulity of the universe? Yeah.
Well,
Was it a fun game and a great learning experience and an awesome opportunity to work on an IP that I have loved for a long time? Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
And we always joked that Ed became the Squonk.
Yeah.
Which is a cryptid that we've referenced in the game itself. It's this, and we've talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
It's a little wrinkly pig thing that can disappear into a puddle of tears.
Yeah.
We're like, Ed is like a sad figure. Like he ends up really getting trapped, and he tried hard not to get trapped.
Yeah.
But also along the way, similar to season 1, in between episodes, you're supposed to get access to the Super Neutral podcast. Well, Ed and James are in Burkittsville, so they hand that podcast off to Kristen and I think Sean.
I think
I think I'm Sean.
So. Yeah.
I wrote those. I don't know why I didn't just write Will.
I know. I really wish you had, but what are you going to do?
But yeah, in universe in the Blair Witch, you and I, are like, we hope that they're okay out there.
Yeah.
And we are in that universe.
Yeah.
We hosted Super Neutral for a while. Maybe there's a headcanon where maybe I just didn't want to be known as Will on that show, so I went by Sean for some reason.
Yeah, maybe you had a day job that...
You know what? Maybe Ed and James, they were like, Kristen, Sean, it's good to see you. And I was too shy to correct them and be like, my name's Will.
With it.
So I went by Sean. That's Kristen and Will in the Blair Witch podcast there.
Absolutely.
But so you are the last person, as of today, to go by your own name in the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that's stretching the last of the blah blah blahs.
Why? I
mean, it's cool,
that's
but
a little something. I like that. I've always enjoyed that sort of like verisimilitude kind of thing. Of like Heather plays Heather. And, They did in 2016 as well. They did James Played James, I think.
True.
But I don't think that's going to happen very much going forward.
I don't know. It may or may not.
Yeah, may or may not. We don't know. I will truly conclude with just saying that Michael C. Williams on Instagram and TikTok has been doing, over the course of October, now concluded, his own sort of recollections of the making of that original movie. I was very fond. I watched it again this morning. His October 26th story was about the night that they discover Rustin Parr's house, and Heather shoots the confessional, like, shot back at herself. And it was like very heartwarming, where he's like, people made fun of that after that, where they were like, it's the boogers, and it's like, I don't know, people would like rip that Heather character apart. He's like, I want to go on the record as saying that was like the most vulnerable, badass, like living in the moment, believing in this fictional reality moment of that movie at all, and that is still a standout moment. And like, Heather deserves all the love in the world. And then if you look in the comments, Heather replied, she was like, thank you, Mike. Like, these people are like very wonderful and have been derided for a long time. And I am very fond of this property.
Yeah.
I get to breathe the rarefied air of getting to say I contributed to it. I would love, in some magical universe where they're making more and they need some nerd who has compiled way too much info about it, for them to reach out to us.
Yeah.
And we could contribute again in some capacity. That doesn't feel beyond the realm of possibility.
No, this is certainly your real, so to speak.
And I just love it. And thank you to everybody out there who has endured another Blair Witch episode of Guide to the Unknown.
Yes.
Scaryfun.fun/Blair Witch for every conversation we've had. We've talked about so much lore of the movies, so much lore of the documentaries and comic books and games. And I think truly I can sadly say we've done it all.
Yeah, I think that is true.
There are many who've said we've done too much.
Yes.
But I love it so.
But that's okay, because we get to do things we like.
That's true.
I think that there are also other people who like it.
I think so too. Yeah. So thank you all
Yeah.
so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you, William.
This was truly the definition of indulgent.
That's, you know what? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So what? It's also all really cool.
Thank you for reading The Night Shifters and telling me about it. I can't say for as much love as I have for it. I have not read all of the Blair Witch Files.
I can't say I recommend. I don't really remember what I thought about the Graveyard Shift. I don't think I particularly liked that one either.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I would not rush back to read another one.
Yes, fair enough. But do I have terabytes upon terabytes of scans of literally everything that's ever been made? Yeah, I do. I sure do.
Yeah.
What a feather in my cap.
Absolutely. Look at you.
Look at me. Back in that catbird seat.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it. So thank you so much, everybody. You know, it would be a wonderful, beautiful birthday gift to William. Joining us at patreon.com/GTTUpod, as we said before. Leaving us a review. Just telling a friend about the show. That would all be great. You can also follow us on social media. We are at GTTUpod, or you can follow us individually. I am at Chillin' Kristen.
I am at The Myth Traveler. So we will be back next week, no longer in the Witch's Woods, sadly, but always looking for headlines.
Yeah.
But until that time comes, we must travel.
Back to the netherworld go we. I bet there'll be something. I bet there'll be a headline.
And we still do have to record a commentary for
that's true.
2016, so I've got that.
Yeah, that's true. We're not totally done.
I got that at least.
Yeah. That's a warning to you all.
Take
There's
that as
more to come.
Take that as the warning that it is.